going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Fans View podcast. This week, I am lucky enough to be joined by an international pro wrestler, number 240 in the PWI Top 250 of 2024. She is a not one, but two-time Reality of Wrestling Women's Champion and current Reality of Wrestling Women's Champion. She is none other than Alex Gracia, the Pink Dream herself. Alex, how are you doing tonight?
I am good. Thank you for having me on.
We are so glad you had time to come on here. And before we even get started, I just want you to know, I know you're an Aggie. I'm a Clemson Tiger. I think we need to unite tonight and get the fan bases together so we can beat Texas tomorrow.
Yes, everybody beat Texas, because I'm still very depressed and angry about their game. So I'm like a little bit of a love-hate relationship right now, but everyone just beat Texas.
Everybody, we're going to do our best for you.
Yes.
Well, so first of all, congratulations on the title win.
Thank you.
What's it mean to you that a company, with the prestige and the reputation of ROW, they have the confidence to put that title on you? Because obviously it's more than just a title. It's them telling you they trust you to be the face of that division.
Yeah, so I was ready to come back. I hadn't been at Reality of Wrestling for almost 3 years since I left Texas and moved to California. Just life stuff happening, and then just trying to get back in the groove, still recovering from COVID and everything. And so I spent a good year preparing and being like, okay, I need to get back at Reality of Wrestling, because I just know that's where everything's at. And it was around October-ish, I was just like, hi, if y'all would take me back, I'd love to come. And they were just, about time. So I just felt back at home, seeing everybody just gave me a little bit more comfort and gave me that confidence. And I feel like I brought something different to the table. And so I was really excited about that also. But especially with all the eyes on Reality of Wrestling right now, it's just such an honor and a privilege, and I don't take it lightly. I didn't the first time I won the title. It was the first title I ever won. And now I got it again. And it's like, okay, back where it belongs.
So I guess you kind of took the words right out of my mouth. Would you consider Reality of Wrestling your home promotion?
Yes, definitely. I started training there within my first year of wrestling, and then I had left for Japan at Stardom for a couple months, but I had all the arrangements. I told them, I said, when I come back from Japan, I'm moving to Houston, and that's where I spent every year, well, the next year or two before COVID happens. And then the last match I had there was actually against Roxanne Perez, and we were out in a parking lot. And so just all that happening. But yes, definitely my home promotion. That's family. That's where I feel like I've become me and continue to develop the Pink Dream.
Absolutely. So what do you think it is about ROW that really kind of, because you've worked a lot of places, you've been, world traveled. What is it about ROW that separates it from other indie promotions?
Well, the way I feel like everything is set up is it's almost a mini replica of how NXT is. You have the practice rings, we have the weights there. Everything is there to set you up for success. And so it's not just about having a good show and everyone shows up once a month. We're preparing and training to put on a good show. And so I just think there's so much thought and care and grind going into every show, and everyone puts that all into their matches. And so that's why I feel there's a huge jump from other places versus Reality of Wrestling.
Absolutely. And like we said, you've wrestled all over the world. I mean, you've been at CMLL, NWA, Japan, ROH, AEW. I mean, you name the 3-letter company, you've probably worked a match there. During the pandemic, you really seem to be clicking with AEW. Can you talk a little bit about what it was like during that unique time that was during the pandemic, obviously, and what made it so you didn't stick around?
Yeah, so it was amazing, and we were so lucky to be able to be there, because while a lot of people were sitting at home not able to wrestle and get in the ring, we were still able to go and do matches there. And then when things started opening back up again, I was contacted by Ring of Honor to do like all the Women of Honor stuff. And then NWA contacted me. And then I got called in for my second tryout. And so there were just so many things. And because I wasn't like officially signed, I was just like, you have to go out and take opportunities when people reach out to you. And so that's what I feel like started the catalyst of starting to get out of that pandemic mind state of like, this is everything, putting all your eggs into one basket. And so as things started opening up again, more jobs, more opportunities. And so I just took the chance to just go in those places and experience and grow as much as I could.
I love that answer. So to circle back to the beginning, we're going to kind of Quentin Tarantino this thing. I've seen you say in interviews before that you were kind of a late starter getting into the wrestling game. When did wrestling itself really capture you? Were you a fan when you were younger and just, didn't jump into the business until late? Or were you kind of a late bloomer to experiencing wrestling as a whole?
So, I mean, growing up as a kid, I was exposed to it because like my brother like loved it and I always saw it. But so when I was younger, I played softball, and my dream and goal was always to go to the Olympics. And I was like, oh, I want to go play college and softball, and I want to be like Jenny Finch and this and that. And so the way we're just told things in our mind is that to be successful or to make it in life, you have to go to college, you have to go get a job, you have to go do this. And so that's what was always instilled in me. And I think when wrestling has always been mainstream, but especially when they started putting more of the women in the forefront, and we started to see them more and them getting really good matches, that's when I really started to actually become a fan myself.
Okay. All right. So, who were some of your favorites when you finally did break in and start to, get into wrestling? Did you have some favorites?
I was a big fan, still am, of like the Bella twins and Natalia. I
I could
just
see
think
that.
amazing all around. Sasha Banks, Mercedes Monet now, like she was just someone where I was like, okay, as far as accomplishments and like being seen and being that star, I was like, okay, she has Halloween costumes. She had so much stuff in stores, and that really motivated me or to see where the possibilities could go. So those are the four that definitely come to mind first.
That's such a perfect segue into my next question is obviously we know you as the Pink Dream. Where did the inspiration come for that gimmick, for the lack of a better word, the Pink Dream?
Well, so already I wore a lot of pink. So I knew when I was thinking about what gear I wanted to wear, I knew, okay, it's probably going to be a pink color. And actually, even the background on my phone, so the largest pink diamond in the world is called the Pink Dream, and they changed the name to like the Pink Star. But I was like, I think this is the perfect name and gimmick because pink is also like my birthstone. So that's how I've kind of elevated the Pink Dream. Like, it's not just about the color and having pink hair and all pink everything. It's an aura, it's an attitude, it's a vibe. And I think when I think of me and myself, I think of the color pink describing me, just all the different shades. And so that's where I'm like, oh yeah, the Pink Dream, even if I don't have the pink hair, this still works, and it's just even more meaningful than before. So it's like anyone could be a Pink Dream.
You are the queen of segues too, because I have to ask, do we ever see the return of the pink hair?
Who knows? Who knows? I think it's just, I started to take it as, what do I feel like? If I feel like putting a blue stripe in my hair one day, maybe I'll do that. But no matter what, me on the inside, it's the pink dream all the time. And again, it's a vibe and a lifestyle. So who knows? But I feel like it's not the end of the pink hair.
I love that. I love that so much. And of course, when you said your birthstone's pink, there was a Scorpio joke I was going to make in there, but we're just going to leave that alone for now. So, looking to the future, because that's what's most important, obviously. What does 2025 have in store for Alex Gracia? What are some of your goals that you want to achieve and, check off the list this year?
I mean, my mentality is just to continue what I've started in 2024. I finally feel like I've gotten like my confidence back and that eagerness to learn and grow and always put on a better match than I did before. And so, I mean, the goal's always been the same. I would love a contract somewhere. I feel like I am a company wrestler. I feel like I do great on a roster. I love having a home base, and that's where I've discovered that at Reality of Wrestling. I'm very much in that mindset of how they do their business, and that's what I like, and that's what I'm comfortable with, and that's where I feel like I thrive. And so, definitely just to get a contract somewhere and make it officially a home.
Awesome, awesome. Well, I really hope we get to see you, just really break out. I think 2025 could very well be the year of the Pink Dream.
Thank you.
So there's a couple questions that I love to ask everyone because at the fans view, I want this to be like I'm a fan myself, so I want to ask all those nerdy questions that people are always wondering and kind of get to know the person behind behind the gimmick and outside of the ring. So
Mhm.
first and foremost, what are you a fan of when you're not in the ring?
And so I love reading. I feel like I'm like just a big boring nerd probably. I like 90 Day Fiance, all those spin-offs of like before the 90 days, 90 Day the Single Life, 90 Days Happily Ever After. I watch all of them. That does take a big portion of my week, so I'm a big fan of that. So reality TV is definitely my guilty pleasure. Like I said, reading, and I love just going for walks and just finding other different workouts that kind of keep me engaged and excited because doing the same thing over and over and over as far as like going to the gym or cardio and stuff, I love kind of switching it up and kind of being like, let me try like a cycling class, let me try this, let me try rock climbing. And so I just love being active, so just finding different ways to be active and get up, that's where I feel like I'm my best and feel my best. So those are just some of my interests.
I love that. I love the honesty that you're just a junkie for 90 day whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, what would you say, and this can be career related, this can just be life. What would you say if you really had to narrow it down would be one of, if not the best piece of advice that you've ever received?
Well, as far as wrestling, I would say something that I'm starting to realize is less is more. And I think I always wanted to try to do like all these things, or just because I could do something, oh, I want to do this. And a lot of people want to, because it's like a lot of people can do a lot of really cool things, but I feel like I've really narrowed it down to be like, what is going to be the most beneficial to me out of my playbook for this match and this person? Like, I don't have to do everything I do for every match. It's about being more strategic and, okay, what is going to make a bigger impact? And I think that's helped me like really grow like as a wrestler and like really taken that anxiety off a little bit of like, okay, I have to do every single thing every single time to prove that like I'm good or whatever. So that is one of the pieces of advice I would say has really stuck with me right now, or I'm starting to realize.
And to kind of piggyback off of that question, and this is my favorite question that I ask everyone. At this point in your life, in your personal life, in your career, what does the term success mean to you?
I would say financial freedom in doing something that I'm passionate about, because I left other careers and to go and make nothing and start the grind of professional wrestling and being on the indie scene. And I could very well go get a job and maybe sit in an office and have really good money, but it's like that I feel like would be a waste because I'm not enjoying it the way I do with wrestling. And but not just financial freedom, doing what you love and your passion. That's what I feel like is ultimate success, like what would be for me.
Absolutely. That's such a fantastic answer. And since it's you, I have one more question for you. This is the most important by far, the most intense. You're a Texas girl turned Cali girl.
Yes.
The only question I could possibly ask you, Whataburger or In-N-Out?
You see, people ask this and I'm like, they are two totally different restaurants. Like, In-N-Out only has burgers. They don't even have chicken strips.
Right.
They only have burgers. Now at Whataburger, you could get tacos, you could get a honey butter chicken biscuit, you could get those chicken fingers, but if we're talking about the burger, just the burger, I have grown to love In-N-Out and that's because at Whataburger, I never get a burger. I always get a honey butter chicken biscuit or chicken fingers. So I never choose the burger. I feel like there are other things I enjoy there more. So I would say the In-N-Out burger.
That's fair, but I don't know if you're allowed back in the state of Texas.
Again, nothing.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to let you back in Texas with that answer.
A menu or what to eat every day. Whataburger for sure, because they have options. It's like any fast food restaurant. In-N-Out, you only can have a burger. Don't go there if you want anything else. You're only getting a burger there.
I appreciate you having some fun with that. I thought, there's not many times you get a Texas girl turned Cali girl who can give you some real insight into that. Alex, where can people get a hold of you if they want to, support you, troll you, talk about that women's championship match? Where can people get a hold of you?
Yeah, so on Threads and X and Instagram, it's all the same. It's at AlexGracia3. So you can go on any of those. I try to be active. I forget sometimes that I'm not active, but I'm getting better at that. But yeah, it's all the same throughout the board. So if you know one, you know all.
Well, Alex, I want to tell you, thank you so much for taking the time. I know we had some struggles making this happen, but it was so well worth the wait.
Yes, thank you for having me. It's so much fun.
And hopefully soon, when you're not dealing with all the struggles that you guys are dealing with, we can do this again sometime.
Yes, for sure. For 2025.
There we go. That's our goal for 2025. We're going to get Alex on again.
Yes, for sure.
Well, thank you, Alex. We appreciate you so much here at the Fans View. And guys, make sure that you go show Alex some love. She is the Reality of Wrestling champion for the foreseeable future. That's not going to change anytime soon. So go give her a follow, go show her some love, and as usual, don't forget to call your mom. We'll see you guys on the next episode.
If you haven't liked or subscribed, you're going to be joking me.